What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of our Wheel of Time episode reactions. Episode 4 today. We're a couple days late. Thanksgiving was just a couple days ago here in the U.S., so we're running a couple days late. But anyway.
Good golly gosh.
That was great.
That was
great, right?
I hated it. I didn't want to say this the whole time, and I didn't want to tell you. If I had to choose, this was the episode that I'm in, man.
Yep.
And I hate saying that for certain things, but...
And I kept waiting for it to end, and then end, and it kept having another scene after another scene, and then by the end of it, it was just like... I felt more invested to continue the show after episode 4 than I did 1, 2, and 3.
4...
And I didn't dislike 1, 2, and 3.
No, not at all. But 4... So, 1, 2, and 3 did you the service of getting the story, ground level.
Sure, yeah.
This now started explaining things that we had questions coming out of the 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. And now, the only part of this show that has pissed me off to this point is I have to wait another week.
Yeah.
That I'm not like this slow dripping much, but...
We're spoiled because Netflix, they just drop all their shit.
Yeah.
Usually. And I can't stand the week format either. If you're going to give me a show, give it to me all. But to your point, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's like every time an episode ends, I'm like, okay, yeah, next. Oh, shit, I got to wait 7 more days.
But it makes it worth it, and I think, things are worth the wait. This episode introduced a couple, new... Not new characters, but more in-depth versions. You had Logain, who was the focus of the episode. You have Nynaeve, who is hunting for the Four. They're her, who she looks after.
Her character was getting much more fleshed out.
Yep, you learned much more about the warder and all that whole connection that they have.
I was telling my wife when we were watching it, you imagine being a bandit rolling up on that camp? Everybody give me your shit. They're like, listen, trust me, this is not the right campfire for you. You should probably go find another one.
See, you never watched, you never did the History Channel, The Vikings?
No.
Okay, so one of the warders, his name escapes me right now, but he was King Harold in that. Okay. And I saw him, I was so excited because I like him as a character. Things happen, I don't want to put too much out there spoiler-wise, but things happen, and I really hope he sticks around. I'd be excited to see him.
I was really interested in the story with Nynaeve and Lan. Because Lan was basically the one... He had to convince her that he wasn't a piece of shit, basically.
Right, because she has this whole,
trust
distrust of them.
She has trust issues, for
sure. And
I
think at this point, I think their powers... They have a lot of power, but you almost have to believe them. You learned of the colors of the orders.
Yes. Yeah.
Of them, so which I thought was neat. And, what their purpose is, and you got to see a little bit of their purpose. Now, Moraine, I think there's a lot more to her that we're going to find out, because her being the main one we're following. And Lan, there was a part in this episode that my heart stopped.
Wait, well, for what?
For what happened? We're trying to stay away from the spoiler game here.
But okay. We're already going to the end.
Well, no, I just said something. We're just kind of bouncing all over the place.
It's at the end of the episode.
It is the end. Yeah. But it was neat. It was a small story in one episode. Showed you a little bit more of the history that we don't know about. Because remember, we're not book readers. But this was the deciding... Well, not even the deciding episode. I was going to watch it anyway, because the first 3 were good. This really moved the slider up a little bit.
And with the increased introduction to, the colors of the Aes Sedai, referenced a 5th possible Dragon Reborn.
Oh, yeah,
and they kept teasing, we thought maybe it was Logain, because he was the one that was super powerful. He was the one that
too
was...
old, man. You knew that. They're looking for young in their 20s.
Yeah, and that's true, because Layman pointed out he's about 10 years too old.
Yeah, right. There's a lot in this episode for an hour. And then we had Rand and Matt and their whole scene with the Gleeman. And
man, he's a badass, too.
When he went toe-to-toe... Well, with things that happen. This is a spoiler alert. With the Fade showing up.
Oh, that was so cool. I forgot about the whole fight.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he shut that door and he's like, I got this. With his 2 little daggers whipping him at him.
And we still don't know what happened to him.
Oh, no. He better not be dead.
Well, I doubt he's dead. But we
better not be dead.
We just didn't have an answer, though. That's all I'm saying.
And that was another a story from this. So they completed one storyline and started more. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that because we're following our main characters with a side sprinkle of more of the Aes Sedai and stuff like that.
Episode 4 was great.
Amazing.
And now I'm sure there's always going to be people that read the books that are going to point out the littlest things that the show didn't replicate right, and it wasn't a true adaptation. You're always going to have that because they're purists and they want exactly what was in the book on screen.
I get that.
Besides that, show only watchers, I thought episode 4 was fantastic.
You got another. You spoke about this in the last episode, or the last chunk that we did. about the grand scale of everything. Like they did those aerial shots,
More of 'em.
that like opened up the world. Like
Yep.
we're this big compared to the entire.
That's still my favorite
scene.
part of the show.
No, it's beautiful.
Where they just like pan out and it's like you could see for miles
Yep.
and miles in like any given
They
direction.
they're doing that well. They're really getting you like in the environment and in that story to where now we're begging every Friday to watch it, and it's just.
I actually texted him on Friday. I was like, we got another episode of Wheel of Time. We were both looking forward to watching it.
Truly.
So, and I haven't like felt that way about a high fantasy show since Game of Thrones.
Right. Yes.
So
I'm not getting excited.
it's still possible that we can get let down, but it feels like I might
Right.
have something else to feel that like high fantasy
Yeah.
realm
You
of,
get
of a show.
swords and magic and drag. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hook me in. I'm ready.
So Friday, episode 5, we'll be watching it on Friday and hopefully getting that episode reaction out a little bit sooner than we did this one. Apologies for that one more time. If you like what we're doing here, comment, like, subscribe as always, and we will see you on the next video.